Hi, it's Wendy here, and welcome to my studio. I am painting today. I've done some work on the far wall. I'm about to work on this wall, but I'm going to take a little break. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dismantle this surface here. So let me just adjust the camera a little bit better. This series of paintings I started a few weeks ago. I just do it intermittently, work on these while I'm waiting for the paint to dry. And so they've gone through some iterations. The way I've made these paintings is, well, first of all, I made the surface area smaller than I usually work. So all the other pieces of paper or panels are 22 inches by 30 inches. It's a kind of my sweet spot. I like that. Not too big, not too large. Oh no, sorry, not too big, not too small. And if I want to go bigger, I can go like a whole wall of pieces of paper, not unlike David Hockney. So that works for me. But these, I like to really have something on a different scale. It just kind of keeps those muscles exercised, the concentration and the focus, the things that I consider, contemplate. And I also work with stencils. I've described this before in a previous video. So taking an image or a couple of images from the internet. This is from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. They have a great website and a great archive, and most of the images, almost like 99% of the images, are copyright free. You can really use them as you wish, no restrictions from commercial. I mean, do your own research. I'm not an authority, nor am I a legal expert, but from my understanding. And and besides, by the time I'm finished with them, they look almost nothing like the original. And that's what I like. So I make stencils out of them. So I have the negative space and I have positive space, and I work with those painting, squeegeeing paint, and that's what you see. And I'm going to show you that now. I had to organize them. I had a figure ground problem. They're transparencies. So it's like that plastic film. And because they're transparent, you put them down and they're gone. I love this moment because I get to, it's like the big reveal. Um, I had actually two paintings before I did the stencils. So it's not just going to be white exposed underneath the masking tape strips, but it will be, somewhat different. And, tape is a thing. It's a sticky thing. And so there's often some tearing. I don't know if you can see it there, but it's in the border area. So I don't really mind it. Sometimes I can wiggle the tape a little bit, yeah, stop it from doing that, but it'll start again. And I also find if I pull it up straight, oh, well, that actually works better. There, I just learned something new. I often pull it up at a different angle, but 90 degrees is certainly working, and I'm not getting any, oops, spoke too soon. Starting to get tears again. Not tears, it's just a little bit of the paint sticks to the tape. Not such a big deal. Okay. I get to see how I laid this tape down. See if that 90 degrees, nope, 90 degrees is not working there. It's okay. Smooth that paper down a bit. But I like those, it's like the life in the border, which is seldom paid attention to. Starting again. Okay, that's pretty good. And this is between the two sheets of paper, so definitely a demarcation line there. One side is going much smoother than the other, so take advantage of that. Ooh. I like it. I like it a lot. One way you can prevent the sticky side of tape from having, too much glue that pulls up the surface, if you just take a little, like a hair dryer, and warm it up. So all the tape wants is just to, it just got cold and sticky. So if you warm it up, it gets warm and supple, and that will alleviate some of the tear. But like I said, I like it. Oh, the tape's pulling up some of the paint beside it. Almost a little painting right there on the tape. Look at that. How interesting that would be. Anyway, it's not what I'm here to do today. Well, these managed to be relatively unscathed. You'll have the top and bottom edges. And sometimes the paint has really joined the tape, and there's no separating them. So then I have to take a little X-Acto knife and just score lightly along the edge. But this hasn't done too badly. Now, if you ever want a really, really crisp edge to your masking tape, I'm sure you know, but I didn't learn this for, some years into my career, and that is when you have the tape down, just put a brush stroke of whatever color your background color is, and that seals the separation between the two. And then the wet medium will not kind of bleed underneath. And when you take the tape off, you'll have a very crisp line, very, very crisp. I sometimes recycle that tape, but didn't do that today. Okay, now, can you see there's not that much separation at the moment? Let me just bring this down. I'm often tempted to leave it as one big panel, but I do like the individual frames as well. So get started on removal. These paintings, these pieces of paper have been on here since I renovated, and oh, I didn't take this tape off. I was looking for the staples, and I was like, yeah, there's no staples here. What's going on? I get very sentimental about my tools and equipment. You know, they're like friends. They're like old friends. And I will go an extra mile to use them rather than switch, because they've just been with me for so long and they are so serviceable. Okay, so here's the first panel. I'm going to show you a close-up. I don't know how this will look because I can't be on both sides of the camera. And now I'm going to separate these. I think the first thing, I'm going to try this. It just occurred to me. Sometimes they get a little off-centered, you know, measuring, all the rest of that. So instead of using a pencil, I'm just going to fold them. And that is going to give me, so back to the separating. If I do it on this side, then the tear looks much better on the other side. There we go. That's one. And here is two. Ooh. All right, that I didn't hold the paper down quite enough, but not so bad. Ooh, and here are my individual pieces. How does that look in the camera? Quite sure how that turns out. This one is a little bit the Mists of Avalon-esque. I love the play between the objects, the figures, the history, the millennial distances between them, the atmosphere. Can you see this line here? That's where this is the underpainting and then the overpainting. So it kind of delineates it nicely, but it's not just a straight white border that goes around. I just like all of those touches. And so that is that's the first panel. I am going to do the second panel on another tape. So come back and I'll see you there. I'll see you on the next tape. Thanks for coming to my studio visit. So I'm so happy that you are joining me today and maybe other days too. I'll take you through my day-to-day as an artist, and I look forward to seeing you on the next tape. Thanks for being here.